I'd like to call this meeting of the Festus City Council to order. Pledge roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer.
Here.
Councilman Underwood. Councilman Wilkie. Councilman Wainer.
Here.
Councilman Dennis. Councilman Benz.
Here.
Councilman Cook.
Here.
Councilman Tennant.
Here. We do have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the consent agenda. Tonight we have warrants totaling $454,193.54.
So moved. So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Councilman Tennant.
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Councilman Wainer.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Consent agenda has been approved. Chief Lewis, I believe you have something for us this evening.
What I'd like to do is recognize the actions of Patrolman Cody Bennett and Patrolman John Kelly. On the 28th of June, they were on duty, received a call that St. John County and the Highway Patrol was involved in a pursuit northbound on 55. What they then said, the pursuit was for a homicide suspect out of Blytheville, Arkansas, wanted for the murder of 3 people. They set up on the highway, deployed what we call our stop sticks, which is a hand-thrown device you throw across the highway, you pull it, it stretches out, and it has hypodermic needles. They hit 3 of the vehicle's tires. Crystal City may have hit 1, or we know we hit at least 2, but 3 went flat. They then conducted a felony traffic stop at Veterans Day Highway on the interstate. When they approached the car, the suspect had 3 pistols in the car, 1 tucked in the seat, 2 laying on the passenger seat, 1 of them loaded with a 30-round extended magazine. That was the bad news. The good news is they took him into custody without having to use any force. He was turned over to the Highway Patrol. But to stand out on the highway with a device like that to deflate tires, knowing that the person coming at you is one of 3 homicides and probably has nothing to lose, they displayed professionalism and bravery above and beyond. So I want to congratulate these 2 officers and show you what you have working for you on a job well done. Thank you.
Get a picture real quick? Sure.
I didn't do it. They did.
Okay. Appreciate it. Good. Thank you.
You guys did a good job.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Remarks of visitors? We have none. Bids?
None.
We have no bids. Ordinances and resolution. We have 1 resolution this evening. We have resolution number 4584.5 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the resolution, please?
Resolution number 4584.5, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, amending a request to speak form and establishing an effective date.
Resolution 4584 is now open for discussion. Could I have a staff report, please?
Gentlemen, after our last meeting, we discussed moving our meetings to the 2nd and 4th Mondays at 6 p.m. The resolution amends the request to speak form so that the dates and times match up with the new schedule.
We've heard the staff's report. Are there any questions or discussion?
Yes, sir. I have a couple of questions. Concern with the last one, concern with this one, on page 6, number 2 grade, My questions are always pertaining to future councils and future administration. I think we got a pretty solid group here. However, when I look at an ordinance, you always got to look at the future. Number 2, it says, from making repetitive or irrelevant remarks. Who determines, who makes that decision?
The mayor does.
Okay, so it'd be any future mayor going forward.
Correct.
Okay. That's the only question I have, sir.
All righty. Is there any other question? Since there's no further discussion, could I have a motion to approve Resolution 4584 and a half?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Wainer,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
No.
Councilman Tennant.
Yes.
It's a resolution, therefore it would pass by a majority of those present. So it would pass by a vote of 4-1. Brian, am I correct in that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Resolution 4584 and a half has passed. Tonight we have bill number 4584 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4584, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, amending section 115.120, regular meetings in the municipal code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4584 is now open for discussion. I have the staff's report.
This is the actual change in the code book that moves the meetings to the second and fourth Mondays at 6 p.m.
We've heard the staff report. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4584 for the second time in title only?
Make it a motion.
Motion's been made
Second?
and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Would the clerk please read Bill 4584 for the second time?
Bill number 4584, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, amending section 115.120, regular meetings in the municipal code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tennant,
Yes.
Councilman Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Benz,
Yes.
Councilman Wainer,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Bill 4584 has passed. We have Bill 4585 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read that bill for the first time?
Bill number 4585, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, establishing Chapter 520, Stormwater Management, Article 3, Stormwater Illicit Discharge in the Municipal Code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4585 is now open for discussion.
Hey, Brian, city attorney, should I abstain from this since I did help write some of these codes and I am the stormwater manager for Jefferson County?
So ultimately, the decision to abstain is up to you. I don't view this as a situation in which you're deriving any sort of material benefit from the passage of the ordinance. From what I know about it anyway, it does not seem to me to be something that you would be required to recuse yourself for.
Nature of your work.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just want an opinion.
Specific to the next two ordinances, for those who are not aware, in 2016, the city received a letter of warning from the Missouri Department of Natural Resources regarding our stormwater or MS4 permit. It dealt specifically with what these two ordinances deal with, is that we did not have anything in code specific to illicit discharge and also to stormwater facilities post-development. They're required by DNR. We've been working, Matt prior to his departure, did a lot of work with Josh Rivers with MODNR. I've been working with him here for the last week or two to make sure that what we were proposing here is compliant with what DNR is requiring us to do. He has assured me that the passage of this, along with a employee training addition, it's 2 paragraphs that we add to our SOPs for our employees. They would then issue a return to compliance letter to us, and we would be in good shape as far as the state's concerned.
Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you please, could I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4585 for the second time in title only?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Madam Clerk, could you please read the Bill 4585 for the second time?
Bill number 4585, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, establishing Chapter 520, Stormwater Management, Article 3, Stormwater Illicit Discharge in the Municipal Code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Tennant.
Yes.
Bill 4585 has passed. And we have Bill 4586. Would the clerk please read Bill 4586 for the first time?
Bill number 4586, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, establishing Chapter 520, Stormwater Management, Article 4, Stormwater Facilities Post-Development in the Municipal Code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
Ditto to what I said earlier, which is this is the other part of the 2 pieces we need for the return to compliance from DNR.
Is there any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4586 for the second time in title only? Motion's been made.
Second.
And seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4586 for the second time?
Bill number 4586, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, establishing Chapter 520, Stormwater Management, Article 4, Stormwater Facilities Post-Development in the Municipal Code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tennant.
Yes.
Councilman Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Bill 4586 has passed. Do we have any new business?
Just one piece. I would like to introduce a familiar face to you, and that is Josh Whaley. Josh is our new parks foreman. He started Monday while still handling his water and sewer duties for the interim. And we're excited that Josh has come on board. Obviously, he did a very good job during the interview, and I think made the decision at the end of the day pretty easy, although we had some very good candidates in there. So just wanted to make sure that you all, if you hadn't met Josh before, and I don't see how that's possible, but just wanted to make sure you do and put a name with the face of the position.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Tired of digging water lines, aren't you?
Just another step.
Old business.
None.
I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
That project is supposed to start on Caldwell, or Cromwell rather. When, the flashing sign for that, collar to be replaced, that company hadn't started doing that. It was said to
Do you
be.
have a timeline on that?
They were supposed to mobilize Monday, start yesterday. They had a project over the weekend that they couldn't get concrete for, so they finished yesterday and Monday. And we'll mobilize tomorrow, and I believe get started Friday.
How long is that gonna take to take that culvert out and put another one
That I
in?
have no clue on.
Okay, I mean, 'cause I seen the flashing light for the past 2 weeks or better,
They're
and all of a
supposed to start
sudden.
Monday, and apparently, I guess with the holiday weekend, couldn't get any concrete for a job they were on. They didn't want to demobilize from that and move on, so that's why we're a couple of days behind schedule for the start of it.
Yeah, I mean, I figured something had to come up with it, it was especially like you said with the holidays, so. Okay, yeah, I was just kinda curious when that was gonna officially
It's
get
supposed
going.
to be tomorrow.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Any other old business? Our reports. Councilman Boyer.
I do have a question. Greg, is the blasting along the highway over there, is that finished?
I have to check with MoDOT, and their contractor, but I can give, the local engineer a call tomorrow morning and send something out to council.
Okay, thank you. Chief Lewis, I see, tickets look like they went up. That's good. Firework complaints?
Well, they went up just like the tickets.
Yeah. Traffic stops, okay. That's about all I got.
All right, thank you. Councilman Weiner.
Just a couple things. Greg, how is the Third Street project coming along?
We're still waiting for, authority to advertise from MoDOT. Fifth Street, is in my report. We're waiting for concurrence on the bids, which we did submit to them last week. But Third Street, they're still doing plan review, and we can't advertise that project until they're finished.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm happy to see Fifth Street coming along also. Excuse me. One of the things I've spoken with Greg about is, and he's brought up in previous sessions, is traffic calming. So, we've got a lot of traffic issues. We've talked about stop signs. We got people that speed. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'd encourage everybody, if you haven't spoken with him about the traffic calming, it looks like it'll be a good solution to some of the problems that we're having in town. The Festus is open. I've noticed that ad in the Weekend Post-Dispatch, and I would like to consider if we might also run that in the Leader for local advertisement. I've had numerous people ask me about that, so I thought I'd pass that on. And last and finally, at West City Park, I'd like to report everything running well out there. All the bathrooms that I have frequented, and my wife also, they've been clean. There's been adequate soap. They have automatic faucets on there now, so you don't have to push anything. So thank you for that. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Vance.
Nothing today, sir.
Thank you. Councilman Cook.
Just a few things. Fun stuff. Got a phone call, it must have been compliment week. I can't remember her name, I apologize. Chief Lewis, you might recall a situation. It was the wife of a veteran who called the hotline. He was, and I always butcher this, PTSD, is that correct?
Yes.
PTSD.
Yes, sir. He called about that. Our police went out there. Evidently, he had an assault rifle, and he was not in the right state of mind. She was very thankful the way our officers handled the situation. I believe he surrendered the assault rifle over to the officers and was taken further for a medical evaluation. Does that ring a bell?
We'll talk about it. I was on vacation last week. I just catching up.
Okay.
I'm not real familiar with it.
Well, just a compliment. I mean,
Thank you,
she
Jackie.
was kudos about it.
officers were able to de-escalate the situation. He was only willing to talk to a veteran. Luckily, there were 2 veterans on scene, so he was able to talk to them, and they were able to get him to put his weapons down and to get him the help he needed.
Had a 5-minute conversation with her, and I was at work on the phone, so I couldn't take good notes. I'm shooting from the hip here. But the point is, she was very, very grateful on how our officers handled the situation, which kind of goes in hand with tonight. It's kind of hard to express your gratitude when you're like, how do you act in a council meeting? So kudos to everybody, kudos to our officers. Just very proud, and thank you, both to men and women in our department. Same compliment goes to a person who bought a house in Ashford Place. Josh, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's the street department or your department, but they were moving in, they started talking to one of our, I'm gonna say, street employees. I apologize for the wrong terminology. They had several questions, and they said the gentleman was very polite, took his time, answered all the questions, made sure they understood everything, even asked if they knew where City Hall was at. And she reached out to me and was very appreciative of that. And I just want to say thank you, and please pass that along. I didn't get the name. Again, when they call in the daytime, kind of at work, it's hard to get notes. If I remember, I would have called back. So that was 2 great compliments, and love that. Sewer Commission, I will promise to update the council next time we have a meeting. I've been on that commission for about 2 years, and I've done a pretty poor job in keeping everybody up to date, so I'll at least slide some notes in. And then, Greg, are we still on the well?
We are still on the wells.
Okay, and
Last visit with Jeannie, plant manager, they're hoping to be up and running by Friday. Obviously, we took a pretty severe electrical surge or lightning hit up there, but Jim Tyndall has been doing an excellent job of, we flushed the wells prior to going online with them, made sure that all our chlorine monitoring has been up to date and dead on, and he's been right on top of that. We visit about that daily. Like I said, it was a pretty decent storm that rolled through and hit the plant here last week.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, all I have left is, a lot of times I have complaints, and I just want to say thank you to the men and women of our employees. I mean, you've done an outstanding job. Got 2 great compliments in the same week, and well, sometimes I think we need to stress a little more, at least I do. But please pass on to everybody, thank you for an outstanding job. That's it, sir.
That's it. Councilman Tennant.
Just wanted to welcome Josh Whaley. He's got some, in my opinion, he's got some big shoes to fill, but I think he'll do a good job at doing that. Greg, on the water deal with the going to the wells, do you know the story behind that as far as the slurry that gets in the pipes?
It happens mainly, Jim, for when we reverse flow. There is a little bit of a difference in the pH of the water between what comes from the lateral collectors that we have up at the Water Authority and then what we have with just a standard ground well. But most of any reaction that you have in the pipes comes from a reversal of flow.
Well, we had a real bad problem a few years ago when we were on the wells constantly of getting pinholes in our copper pipes. And
I've read the file.
yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting at, because man, I just can't even explain to anybody the overload of phone calls that I've gotten with the subdivisions that were affected the most. So I'm just glad to hear that the water plant's getting ready to fire back up. Other than that, that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman. Finance Director, do you have anything else other than your report?
We were notified right before I went on vacation that Sharon Martin is retiring at the end of July. So she's been our AP clerk for how many years?
35, I think.
35. So we will be posting that on Monday internally. And other than that, we have the tourism meeting coming up next week. So.
May I interject? Yeah, if we do a retirement party, could you let council know beforehand? Because 35 years of service, I think we owe her.
She doesn't
She
want-
doesn't really want a big party, to be honest. She's just not one of those type of people. So, I mean, you could stop in and thank her,
Would you
but
please let us know, at least the
Yeah.
last day? I think we owe her at least that.
will do. But I have nothing else, so.
Thank you. Fire Chief, you have anything other than your report?
No, sir, not at this time.
Chief Lewis?
I have a couple things I'll do real quick.
Okay.
There was a lady from North Second Russell area who wanted to speak to the council tonight, couldn't, obviously because of the COVID, but I want to address her issue. She sent an email concerned about the traffic over on North Second Russell and people speeding and driving around corners fast and everything. I just want to let everybody know the last 3 days, we've done 18 traffic watches over there. We're putting it on our priority list. Let her know that we are looking at that issue and trying to deal with it, to figure out who's causing the issues. And the second thing, at the last council meeting, one of the council members, slips my mind, who said it, was inquiring about a speed trailer, that we'd never done anything to check on pricing. Went back and looked, and back in November, we had approached the council and said the cost was gonna be between $8,000 and $11,000 for a speed trailer, and that we were gonna apply for our grant through the Division of Highway Safety, see if we could get one. Well, we found out about 2 weeks ago, we didn't get it. So if that's a speed trailer, if it's something that the council really wants us to get, that's something we're going to budget for and buy in the budget in the upcoming year.
Thank you for getting back to us on that, Chief.
Yeah. Was it you, Brian, that asked for it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Tim, why such a variation in price on
8 to 11,000, it depends on whether you get, I don't know who makes them, so if you get the Chevy version or the Ford version or the Chrysler version, I don't know why there's two ranges. We thought we put it in for our grants, try and get one, but we didn't.
Continue to try.
We try every year.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Treasurer, do you have anything?
No, sir, I have none.
Okay. Well, I guess it's my turn. As COVID continues to rise in the county, we all need to continue to stay vigilant and remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay socially distanced. Is there anything else we need to bring up? I will. Yes. Yes.
I've got a quick question.
Okay.
I've been getting a lot of emails, and I'm sure the rest of the council probably is too, about the right to not wear a mask or being forced to wear a mask. Has anybody been getting those emails?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
I got phone calls.
So I'm not even sure how to answer that because, I kind of believe that, if I had an option to wear a mask all the time versus getting sick or not being able to work or getting other people infected, I think I would choose to wear the mask. And I guess that's how I'm not sure how to answer it because I'm I think every situation is different, but how would you guys respond to those emails?
I responded back by email to all of them that we're following the state and the county health requirements. And that's why we have a county health department and their expertise. That was all I said. Don't got anybody else.
I just haven't responded, but, I have strong feelings about it. I'm glad people wear the mask. I have heart problems and underlying health problems that I feel better wearing a mask. And I wish everybody would. I don't necessarily go to stores that, if we go down to Schnucks and half the people aren't wearing masks, we go shop somewhere else. But that's my opinion. I think it's strictly personal. I would hope that people would take the advice of our healthcare professionals and wear the mask and wash their hands and stay social distance. Is there anything else?
No, that's all I had.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Whoops, I don't get to vote. Meeting